My name is Vrinda Ruparelia, and I have done my master's in clinical psychology from Mumbai. And I came to know about UPS education, and I enrolled myself somewhere around in February or March. And I have cracked the NIMHANS Entrance Exam in the first position. It was a very unreal feeling for me that, oh, this happened, and it did not just happen, I came first. So all the more, the cherry on the cake. So yes, definitely something that I can never forget. NIMHANS definitely quite a difficult exam to crack. But I had started my preparation sometime in December, that is December 2020. And at back then, I was referring to my own master's notes and mostly referring to a small set of books that most of the individuals who are studying for these exams, they use, like A.K. Singh or, Neeraj Ahuja and books like that. And then I came to know about UPS education, and I enrolled myself somewhere around in February or March. After I got access to a lot of notes, which were really helpful, and I got access to a lot of question sets as well. So that is when I started focusing. It gave me an anchor that, okay, these are the kind of areas that I need to touch upon, because in NIMHANS, it's not just clinical psychology, it's a lot of stuff that we need. So when I came to UPS, that gave me an anchoring point that, okay, these are the topics that you need to know about. So I started referring to the notes that I was given, as well as the papers. I was solving them. Apart from the papers that I got from y'all, I also searched some information online on Google, and that's how I prepared from December until now when the exam happened. The NIMHANS entrance exam, I would say, was very much oriented towards our basics. So we have to have our basics clear. You need to know about, say, type 1 error, type 2 error, about tangentiality versus circumstantiality. They confuse you with these close options in the exam paper. Then I had questions on testing. So Wechsler test, there were quite a few questions on that. Then there were questions on addiction. There were questions on developmental psychology, Ainsworth, the strange situation experiment, and yeah, I think that these are some of the questions that I can recall right now. When I was sitting in the exam, there were quite a few questions where I could go back. I'm like, oh, I've attempted something similar when I was attempting the mock test given by UPS. So definitely it did help, because when you do it in a self-assessment mode with a UPS, you might make errors, but you learn from those errors. Then you remember that, okay, this was the explanation, this is why this answer was wrong. And then in that paper, when you're finally sitting for your NIMHANS exam, it definitely helps you that way. So I could compare where I stand in comparison to others. And the best part was that no matter which exam you give, UPS always gives you negative markings as well. So it keeps you in check. It doesn't let you guess too much. So of course, NIMHANS is one of those papers where you have negative marking, but the CIP might not have negative marking. Still, it's important to give yourself those negative marks so that you are in check and you're not just guessing. You're actually trying your real knowledge. So I would say I was very self-motivated, because as I said, I've always wanted to be in this field, and NIMHANS has been the dream institute for me. Apart from that, I had a very, very strong network of social support from my family and my friends. So whenever I would feel that, I wouldn't be able to crack this, or I feel low, I always spoke with my parents and with my friends, and they would always boost me. They would always tell me that you got this, you can do this, it's okay, you have the caliber, just keep doing your hard work. So definitely having your friends and family around is a boon. So I would say that it's important that you pick up one book for each area and not get confused with a lot of books for the same question. Otherwise, you will, keep rotating around the same subject and not study more. So it's important to say pick one general psychology book. I picked Morgan and King, And then I started filling up information which I thought was missing from this book from other sources. And then when I started, with UPS, it gave me a even more stronger grounding because UPS notes were quite elaborate that way, and they did cover a lot of topics. So then I had one anchoring ground, and then I would fill in information from other sources. So that is very important, that you have one source and then you start filling up information from elsewhere. Sometimes, we get just confused and very conscious when we have technology in front of us. So it's very important that you have some prior exposure to this technology so that you don't get very anxious looking at a computer screen. So definitely practicing offline, like, with paper and pen is good, but if you're planning for NIMHANS, it's important to have that kind of exposure, which is why I think again the UPS portal helped me, because I had that exposure throughout, that I could go back to my mock test. I could give mock tests, like, in my own pace. So definitely that helps. You need to have that exposure. Yes, it's important that you stay motivated and self-motivated. You just don't do it because mujhe karna hai. It's because you want to do it, not because someone else is asking you to, or because it's a requirement of your field. Do it for the love of the subject, and you will never feel as if it's a burden. That is something that worked for me personally. And you have to be consistent. If we, are not consistent, if we end up taking a very long break, then going back is very difficult. Then you start feeling scared that should I even go back? There's so much to do. There's such a big backlog. So don't wait for the dates to come out. Because of the COVID situation, the dates are very uncertain. It's important that you're consistent throughout. Do a little every day, but do it. It's important that you do it on a daily basis. So consistency, self-motivation are two things which will definitely help you. And apart from that, just talking with people who are currently with you, preparing with you, or currently at the institute you are aiming at. So that also helps you understand, get you in touch with what you are expected to do, what kind of things probably will turn up in exams. So talking with people, networking with people from our field is very important. 5 years, probably with my PhD done, I would like to see myself associated with some clinical setup in some hospital, which also probably gives me some opportunity to teach, because teaching is also very close to my heart. So that is what I think I would like to be doing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having me, and thank you to UPS for all the help.